Hello and good evening, lovelies of YouTube land. Welcome back to Raving with Rua here, my live stream series here on songs from the Rua Room, celebrating singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond. This is episode number 45. I hope you're all doing fine and well. Good afternoon if you're watching from America, and good evening everywhere else in the world or wherever you're watching from. It's lovely to be here, lovely to be back with you. If you're watching live, let us know where in the comment section. Always good to hear from you. If you are watching on YouTube, which I assume you are, please hit that subscribe button down there. It helps me build the channel and get the songs out there to the people. If you would like to help to donate to the show or help the show in any way, please consider hitting that virtual tip jar. My PayPal link is in the description below. All donations greatly received. And of course, you can always check out the shop on theruaroom.com. Lots of goodies there in the shop. Should you wish to have a look at that and maybe support us in that way, that would be great. So, as always, of course, tonight's show brought to us courtesy of G-Sharp Guitars, Norway's finest travel electric guitars, and that company is now based in Kansas in the United States. And thanks very much to G-Sharp Guitars, as always, for sponsoring the streams. So we're going over to Waterford today. And hang on a minute, I hear you say, I thought Waterford is in Ireland. You told us that the stream is from America tonight. What's going on? Well, it is. Apparently there's a Waterford in America too, Connecticut to be precise. And maybe to shed some light, hopefully she can shed some light on that for us. Please welcome my guest tonight all the way from Waterford, Connecticut. Anna May is here. There she is.
Hello. Hi.
Anna May, welcome. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hot day in Waterford. It's really humid. So I'm sitting out on the porch and chilling.
Ah, that's nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
that's nice.
Yeah,
We
it
get
is
a lot
nice.
of humidity. I don't know what it's like for you, but it's, I think, 96% humidity today. It's
Oh, is it not as bad
sweat
as this in
when you're
Belgium
walking
here now?
around.
No, not even close. We had a lot of rain today, well, which was kind of badly needed. We had a long dry spell, but it's starting to rain a little bit. So tell me, yeah, Waterford in Connecticut. There must be an Irish or Viking connection there somehow, is there?
I don't know if there is. I'd like to think there is. I don't think. It's a small town. We're about 2 hours from New York City, and then Boston is the other direction, so we're right in the middle. And it's kind of a nice, quiet seaside town, and we've got a lot of those around here. So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
quiet,
it's.
especially now. So,
I've never been over, but I'd love to. It sounds like a lovely place, and I can hear the birds chirping in the background there, and yeah,
very
it seems
peaceful.
very
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, is that
it
your
is.
home house?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gorgeous. We one of the last live streams I did was with a mutual friend of ours. He Chicago man, of course, Jeff Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did you meet
He's
Jeff?
awesome. I met Jeff at the NERFA conference, which was last November, and he was really nice. He came to one of my informal showcases that happened very late at night. So what
Yeah,
happens at this conference is there's showcases during the day, and I think until this was actually my first time at the conference, so maybe till 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was signed up for a late night one.
yeah. I was going to ask, do
Some
they
of the
run
other
that late
people
at
who
these
came.
things? Yeah,
Yeah,
they
these
do.
things are crazy.
Musicians' hours, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah, wow.
yeah.
What exactly is NERFA? Did you say it's a showcase?
Yeah,
It's
the
a
Northeast Regional
Northeast Regional.
Folk Alliance
Yeah.
Conference. Yeah, so
Because
tons of.
I think my Dutch friend Clementine was also at that as well. I'm not sure, but of course, so many people travel over to that.
Yeah.
And it must be great for networking, is it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a blur. Like I said, that was my first time there, so I think, I don't know how many days it was. It was like a Thursday to Sunday conference. And yeah, you're just thrown into these situations with hundreds of people. And it's a business conference, so you don't have a ton of time to socialize. But luckily, I was roomed with two good friends, and
Great.
nice time. So, but yeah, overwhelming. And I got really sick afterwards. I was sick for about a
Oh no,
half. So I caught something pre-coronavirus, but
free Corona.
definitely worth it. It's a
What? Speaking of
wonderful.
Corona, what's going on there? Did you lose a lot of gigs with this thing, or I mean, not only that, then I have to ask you if there are protests happening outside your door, or what's it like? What's
Yeah.
the whole vibe like at the moment? And America's a strange place right now, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's been strange the last couple of months. Thankfully, there aren't any protests outside my door. But I was getting messages from my cousin who's in New York, and looks like there's protests where she is. And there was a protest about 20 minutes away from me. It was like very peaceful. There were police there, but not super violent or anything like that.
Yeah,
But it's good people are getting out there for.
it is because you're a little bit involved in
Yeah.
activism yourself. I mean, I think in certain ways, are you?
Yeah. Yeah. I think when I was 18, probably that was my first protest. I protested against or for Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah.
That was my first taste of activism, and it's interesting. It's kind of it's definitely formed my beliefs about police brutality, and I've kind of had that and fought for that for years. And yeah, police are really reckless in many ways. Most of what I've encountered, and
Yeah, maybe not all, but some, I suppose.
not
Like,
all.
like,
Yeah,
of course, yeah, yeah. You see it more so, of course, if you are out there protesting. I would assume.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Whether how heavy-handed they can be. But as I said, we can't tar them all with the same brush. Of course, there are a lot of great cops
Absolutely.
doing
Yep.
hard work out there all over the world.
And we've seen that in all of this too, which is pretty cool. Lots of solidarity from police officers, and
Yeah, it is very nice to see that. Absolutely is. And what about the Corona stuff then? Did you lose a lot of gigs, or are you finding it a very kind of productive time, or are you just kind of taking a step back from it, or how's it going with the music?
Yeah, I did lose a lot of gigs. I was supposed to play in Ireland in May, so that was canceled, I guess around March. And
Yeah.
yeah, just tons of other summer shows. Usually my summers are really busy, especially being on the coast and close to New York.
Yeah.
It's, my summer's going to look different this year, and I don't know, I think it might actually be a good thing. Performing, you do kind of lose sight of your creative self. Performing is
Yeah.
so different, and I'm sure you know. So yeah, I think getting back in touch with why I started to play music and why I wrote songs and what I'm writing about, all of those things are coming up now in this time of solitude.
Yeah.
A couple of
Oh,
things.
why do you think you write songs?
Oh,
I
that's
mean, what is
Yeah.
songwriting for you? There's a kind of a deep question for you.
Absolutely, yeah. I think processing, like from a young age, being able to process your experiences through songs is just such a gift, and learning that skill early on is important. I think it's the stuff that you can't control in life, and I think in songs you can sort of find a way to reconcile something that went wrong, or find peace somewhere, and I think that's
Yeah.
why I write them. Yeah.
It's certainly all part and parcel of the whole process. Indeed, it is.
Yeah.
Before we play the first song, I want to just welcome a couple of the guests. We have Gair, who's
Cool.
calling me a great host. He doesn't know me very well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Gair is watching from Norway. Thanks very much for
Great.
tuning in, Gair. Lovely to see you here. Up the road, then we have Gareth Miles. Hi, Gareth. Thank you for joining us. Dennis Keller, I believe, is in the UK. Hi, Dennis. And another Belgian man, Bitoy, is over here as well. So we got a few live viewers, and thank you all very much for joining us live. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in there. And if they're nice enough, we'll put them on screen. Let's start with a song.
Cool.
Please, Anna May. The Night Calls. Tell me a little bit about the Night Calls. It's a lovely,
cool.
lovely gig
Yeah.
as well. You're playing with a drummer in this.
Yeah, Nick plays with the Stefan Rembel band. They're based in New York. They're amazing. If you like Django Reinhardt, style of music. He's their drummer, and that was kind of a fluke how that happened. He happened to live near where we were filming that video, and I'm definitely grateful. So Nick Anderson, and we shot that in a barn, which was awesome. So I love that video.
In a barn, is that what you said?
Yeah, it's called Broken Wing Barn.
Oh, a Broken Lynn barn. Okay.
Yeah.
It was not in an actual barn, or was it in an actual
No,
barn?
it was at
No.
like someone's house. The friends of the videographer
Yeah.
had a place, and so this is in upstate New York, probably like three or 4 hours from me. So that's another beautiful part of the United States for sure.
Yeah, it is. Well, let's give it a listen, folks. This is a beautiful song here. The name of the drummer one more time, Anna.
Nick Anderson.
Nick Anderson.
Yeah.
It's called The Night Calls, folks. Enjoy this. We'll be back with Anna May in a few minutes.
and your feeble goes by. Is this the wrong direction? Do I know how to forget? Such a familiar weakness I give and I give up. The nights just buildings of distraction, and I'm holding close to your reactions and the oscillating vibrations of this room that all will come down too soon, and I think they're mad. Something baby, frozen flowers in the snow. Your soul just needs protection whenever these waters stop to flow.
The Night Calls, Anna May. Beautiful. Lovely,
thank you.
lovely song, and lovely tasty drum work as well there from
Oh,
your
yeah.
friend. Yeah,
He's awesome, yeah.
he is. Really is. It's and there's great fragility to the way you perform, to what you do, but yet powerful lyrically, and it's a great combination.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean that it's really lovely. I was going to ask you about that particular song. What was the inspiration behind it? Was there a
Yeah.
driving force behind writing it?
Yeah, that one's funny, and it's like I played it, I did it for that video, and I never play it out because it's so long. But for that video, I think the design of that song was really like stream of consciousness, and I remember it started, it was a February night, and I think it was around the Super Bowl, and that's, obviously a huge thing in America. And I
Yeah.
was very turned off to the idea of going to a Super Bowl party, and I just moody. I was moody that night, and there was a snowstorm, and I just started driving around and really reflecting. I remember I hadn't written in a while, and just kind of this idea of having the night call us in different ways, and towards different people or different things, and I just always think that's a beautiful concept, and obviously that going outward or going somewhere is kind of lost right now because we're all in our houses, but that was kind of the inspiration. And yeah, it's not a super organized song. It's a little I just wanted it to be on a more like spiritual plane, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My next question was where it all began. Bitoy actually came in and asked the same question there on the comments. How long have you been playing music?
Oh,
Where did it? Thank you for the question, Bitoy. But where did it all begin for you before you started even writing songs? Was there musicians in your family, or was it something that happened in high school or before?
yeah. Pretty much everyone on my dad's side of the family is a musician. They have a band or they have they play out. So I definitely grew up around music and people who played music. So I started playing piano when I was 6, and for most of my childhood and teenage years, I was just a real classical piano nerd.
Were you? Well,
Yeah, yeah. So that kind of was my main thing, and I did sing, but I think I sang at school, so I sang a little bit. But it wasn't until probably like late teens, I would say like 17, that I felt I had my own voice, or that I could put poems that I'd written into a song format. So
very nice. Well, is that kind of the? And do you write on piano as well now? I noticed you play guitar mainly, but do you also play piano out or write on piano?
sometimes I do. I think I'm really grateful that I have a classical background, but it deters me because I want to play classical music and I don't want to play something that would fit well with lyrics. So I do sometimes, and I have some compositions that maybe during the quarantine time I might put out there. But
Yeah.
I've only played guitar like early 20s. I'm 27 now, so I think I started guitar at 22, which is pretty late.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, and do you find? I mean, what's the writing process like? Do you like to you take a lot of notes first and then kind of sit down and try and form it to a song, or are you the kind of songwriter that likes to sit down and try to create something or the bones of something there and then, like on the spur of the moment, sort of?
Yeah, I feel like it's always a little bit different. Songs are born of like different emotions. I feel like the last song, it was kind of like born from anxiety, or some things are born from like happiness. So yeah, I feel like my lyrics usually come first, and then I kind of throw a melody over it. But every once in a while, I'll have something on the guitar that I want to add lyrics to. So it kind of goes back and forth,
Yeah.
depending on what it is. Yeah, it's a strange process. I'm sure everyone would
It is a strange
agree.
process as
Yeah.
well. I meant to remind people as well, if you are watching on Facebook, this is streaming live to Facebook also. At the same time, folks, if you're watching there, please give Anna May Folk, that page is Anna May, and you'll find her there on Facebook. Give her page a like. Are you embracing this live stream thing at the moment, as a lot of musicians are? I see Jeff Brown has just started one actually over on his channel. We were talking about Jeff earlier.
Oh yeah,
But
he's
is
an
that
awesome
something that
songwriter.
you're into doing, or do you kind of step back from that, or?
I like it. I Yeah, it's different. I'm getting more used to it, definitely. I like that I don't have to leave my house. It's a nice thing, like, oh, if I'm hungry, I can, like take a break. But yeah, so it's different. I do, in this quarantine has gone on for a long time at this point, so I am missing like seeing people out and people that I usually would see
Yes.
at shows, mine or someone else's. And but I do like things about the live stream. You can have a lot of control over your performance in ways that you wouldn't at a venue sometimes, and that's cool. Yeah, I'm
It's a
embracing.
big, yeah, of course. Well, I suppose the social media thing has always been a big part of what we do as independent artists anyway.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I suppose the only way we can kind of make any kind of income now, if you are, a performer, is to do these live streams, and it's nice that we have access to the internet. I know
Oh
you're
yeah,
a StreamYard fan as well, so as I am,
StreamYard,
so
yeah,
yeah, StreamYard rocks.
it's
For the
great.
StreamYard is
It's the
great, isn't
best
it?
for sound,
And
yeah.
yeah, it is great. Do you use those streams go out on your Facebook, Anna? Do they?
Yeah, I've done Facebook Live. I guess I was doing like a weekly thing, and then I've kind of gotten away from it. But I do have one tomorrow night. I'm going live from a page, someone else's page, which I
Oh
haven't
yes.
done that, so that's going to be something new. But it's a place in Tarrytown, New York, which is a cool venue. coffee labs, roasters. I'll be going
Okay.
from there 7 p.m. tomorrow.
7 p.m. American time
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
3:30 in the morning or
Oh
something. I don't know
God.
what it is.
Oh no. Don't do that. Don't wake up
No,
with
no,
me.
you never know. You never know. There could be insomniacs in Europe who want to watch your live stream tomorrow.
Probably.
Live. Maybe Betoy Van Lanker will be on. He's a
Yes.
fan of music. He was also asking. He had another question there about influences, people, songwriters. Maybe
Yeah.
that influenced you to do what you do. Maybe your sound or your writing.
Yeah, that's a great question. I was kind of thinking about like the interview today. I really like, I would say like American artists. Sean Colvin is someone that I've always listened to. Kim
Yeah.
Ritchie. They're kind of in like the alt country world. I love Kate Bush too. She's someone whose music has really resonated. Anything that kind of has just a peaceful timbre and like just meditative quality to it is what I'm drawn to. I like Chris Isaac. I don't know if that's someone who's familiar.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Roy Orbison.
Yeah, so new artists and a lot of old style artists, so music from
Oh, yeah.
before your time as well, actually, which
Yeah.
is a good sign. It's a good thing. Yeah, that's just when all the good music was made, of course. Well, in my
Absolutely,
opinion,
yeah.
maybe just because
I agree.
But
No,
I think a
you're
lot of
right.
the older music resonates with me as well. Of course, always has.
Yeah.
But that's why it's refreshing and nice to hear that younger artists such as yourself are dipping into the well of that music as well, because it's so great. It's
Oh,
such
yeah.
a high standard of stuff.
Yeah, I know. And when I was a teenager, I was mostly listening to like doo-wop and really older music. I loved Nina Simone, Billie Holiday. So I like jazz a lot too.
And that's great. You have a huge influence,
Yeah.
even though you were classically trained, were you? As such.
Yeah, I love classical music too. That's like a
Okay.
whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, jazz has been big, and like I lived in New Orleans for a little while, so that really has a big impact on me and all that music too.
When were you in New Orleans?
When was I there? 2 years ago at this point, so that was about like 2017. 2000.
All right, so well past post Katrina. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing place for music, I assume.
Have you been there?
No, I said I assume it's an
Okay.
amazing place. I'd love to
Yeah,
visit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. It's
Inspirational,
really
I
great.
guess.
Yeah. Every day is kind of you never know where you're gonna end up or what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And
That's
so it's-
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, let's have another song, Anna.
Okay.
The Berkeley Internet Radio song. The Berkeley Internet Radio Network is the YouTube channel here, and there's a couple of great songs in this. The first of which I'd like to play is called "If You Don't Want My Compliments." Maybe talk us through a little bit of that, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, this song is one of my favorite songs that I've written. I'm critical of a lot of the songs that I write, but yeah, this was about someone who, obviously kept complimenting, and he wasn't very receptive or was like half-hearted, and it was kind of years and months of this weird dynamic, and I just came out with this song one day, and I was like, that really sums up what I've been going through for 3 or 4 years. And I like it. It's clever. It's succinct. It's kind of I don't know what else I could say about it, but
Well, we'll let the song do the talking,
Okay, cool.
shall we? It's,
Yeah.
it's a lovely song, and
you.
thank you to Berkeley Internet Radio for this video. And this will be the first 2 songs I hope to play today for our listeners. And so enjoy this, folks. And we'll see you in a few minutes. This is called "If You Don't Want My Compliments." Yes, that's the one. Tripping over myself here. This is a great song, folks. Enjoy.
Maybe it's you, you see it in my eyes. And maybe it's you knowing it's alright. Maybe it's you. Letting go before you start. There's some of me in your heart, and say go deep down in the mines, but I've been down there too many times, so maybe maybe you've seen people, you say they are pretentious and vain, but you don't like pecking orders, and you don't like chaos or disorder, or maybe, yeah, maybe, maybe it's, or maybe it's you, maybe no more compliments. I'll pay, you're always catching me on my worst day, so harden up your fingers and your scars, and I'll let you sit with me beneath the stars. Don't you know then that I am tough, and I'm so accustomed to these. You know that
Yeah, if you don't want my compliments, away with you. I hope you told him that.
In the song, I did.
In the song you did. Good, good, good. That's right. He doesn't
I'll just
deserve
sing
you.
a song.
Don't let him off. Let him off. It's right. You tried your best.
I
He doesn't
tried.
want it. Let him
Definitely
off. Let him
tried.
off with you. More fish in the
Yep.
sea. Off you go. You
Yep.
tried.
And then there's the
Yeah,
song,
we've
and
all
that's
been
the
there.
beautiful thing.
We've all
so.
been there, Anna May. Don't worry about that. We've
Oh
all been
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, you know, you try, and sometimes it's just like, you don't want it. Okay, you don't want it. Fine, off you go.
Off you go.
There's the
Yep,
door.
That's
That's it. That's
good
what that song's
advice.
about. Off you go.
Absolutely.
That's right. There's always someone who appreciates you around the corner, and that's how
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, and that's what you find, and
That's what you find, yeah. I noticed you played a lovely Yamaha guitar in that video too, and there was a Martin on the first one. Do you have a big
Yeah.
collection like I do? A guitar? Do you like guitars? Do you have a lot of them, or
I
do you play one
do.
particular?
I play the Yamaha out, like that's what I'll usually play. I do have a Martin, which I think, yeah. I don't bring the Martin out. The one in the first video was the person whose barn, that was his guitar, so it's not mine, but that was a really nice guitar, and I did.
Yeah,
It was it was like a small,
kind of a, yes, I know the ones. Yeah, they're a small-bodied Martin, but beautiful guitars. Yeah.
Martins are hard. Like the one that I have is, I mean, it's harder to play, and it's bigger, and I just, so I prefer the Yamaha. But I don't have a ton of guitars now.
No,
Not
not
like
yet.
some people.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah. Sure. I mean, yeah, some of us are collectors. Yeah, some of us just can't
Yeah.
help ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Martin man myself, but I do love Yamahas. I always owned Yamahas too, so they're great. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, they really are. Do you ever venture into co-writing, or has it always been kind of just you?
I'd love to co-write. I have, yeah, a couple, nothing like, I wouldn't say I'm like an avid co-writer,
Sure.
but I've done a few things with some friends, and it is interesting because you get just worlds of perspective that you don't have on your own when you collaborate with people, and
Yeah.
that's really cool. You learn so much from doing that, so I'd love to do more of that going ahead, and yeah, that'd be cool.
Going forward, has it always been with American co-writers, or
Mostly, yeah.
mostly?
I know I haven't been. I don't think I've been to Europe since I was 13, so it's been a long time. But I really loved Europe. I loved being there, and so I'd love to come back and do more of that.
When were you in Ireland last?
That was 13, so I'm 27 now.
All right, so quite a while ago.
2004. Yeah, but Ireland was very inspiring. Yeah.
And the gigs that were cancelled in Ireland, can you remember some of the venues you were going to play, or
Yeah, it was just the.
back in March?
This was through Jeff Brown, the
Oh,
Filey
it's through Jeff.
Festival. I found out about through him. So.
Sorry, I missed that. The which festival?
Oh, the Filey Folk Festival.
Okay.
Yeah, but they
Right.
canceled it. So I don't know, maybe next year or sometime in the future. That would be great. I've been wanting to go back to Ireland for a long time.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
It'll
Sure.
happen. Yeah.
After this live stream now, that'll be all.
I know.
Hundreds of mails coming in, and you'll be like, "We gotta book this girl, gotta book this girl," you know, because it's such a famous YouTube channel. Oh yeah, you never know. You never know who'll see this in the
Yeah.
future. You never know. You never know. Tell me about the recordings you've done already. EPs, albums. What's your discography look like?
Yeah, I've done, so everything I've recorded is with Stable Sound Studios, and that's in Rhode Island, which
Yeah.
is about, I don't know, like an hour from me. So I record there. It's an awesome studio. Steve Rizzo has produced everything, and it's just been me with guitar. And I'd like to do more full band things eventually, but I have 2 EPs. So one was like 2015 was the first thing that I put out. My dad played on it with me, and the next one, there was a big gap in between a couple singles, and then last year I put out Flimsy Diatribe, which is like an EP, but it's kind of an album. Gets classified as an EP, and now I'm working on my next, probably longer album called Kites.
Do you have a launch date in mind for the new album, or not yet? Is it too young?
Not yet. I got a lot of it, I mean, maybe like within 2021 sometime, hopefully. So I got part of it recorded in March, and then all of this happened, so it's kind of it'll be interesting, like to see where it goes, and it might be different than what I
Yeah.
imagined, but we'll see.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah, and hopefully you'll get a full
Yeah.
album made and get those gigs back on track. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard to know where it's going to go after this. You know, whether it could be
Oh, I know. Yeah.
whether it's going to be this side of Christmas before it comes back to any kind of normality, or it's going to be 2021.
It might
But
be. Yeah, we don't.
All
know
we can do is
where.
hope that at least, no matter what happens, at least we'll have a better start to 2021 anyway. That's
Yeah.
all we can hope for, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is
Yeah,
off to
crazy
a bad
times.
start.
Yeah, it is. I celebrated a birthday a week ago.
Oh,
and
happy birthday.
Yeah, well, thank you. I was just joking about the fact that we only used half of the year, so I'm only 46 and a half
Good.
this
Yeah.
year. So yeah, that's it. That's fair enough. No, we only
That's
used. Yeah, we didn't use the first half of the year, so I think that's
No.
fair.
Yeah,
That's
so
fair.
you're just
No,
gonna get younger. Eventually, you might
Yeah.
get younger.
Like Benjamin Button, I'm going backwards, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about Flimsy Diatribe. That's the next song that I've got lined up here. Tell me about the song itself, please, if you
Yeah.
would.
Sure. So this song, again, I wanted like this EP, the Flimsy Diatribe EP, was really special to me. It was recorded during like probably the worst time of my life, and like I was just so happy with it that what came out of that was really satisfying and beautiful, and led to a lot of cool new relationships and just new experiences last year. And but so I guess this song is the title track, and it's kind of like based on like a diatribe is kind of a impassioned statement, or
It is, yeah.
and I guess my feeling was that I was feeling that what I was saying wasn't being heard, and so it's kind of cool now. I think about this song as just like feeling oppressed personally in different ways, and expressing that. So that's basically what the song is
Do
about.
you remember where you performed this? It looks like a little cafe
Yeah, this is
performance.
the Nightingale Acoustic Cafe. This is in Old Lyme, Connecticut, and it's a really quaint little spot. That was the first gig I ever played was there. So we came back
Your
and
first gig ever?
yeah.
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Okay, well, I'm glad we chose this video. So, on this song, it's called Flimsy Diatribe, folks. Great name for a song, great name for an EP. And you're listening to Anna May here on Raving with Rua. Enjoy this song, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Yes. Very lovely. You have some lovely chord changes in that song as well. I noticed there
Thank you.
as a guitarist myself. Very nice. Very nice. How long have you been playing now? Since you were
I've been
25 only, you said.
20, maybe 22. So 3, 4,
22.
7. I lost track.
So 5 years
probably
anyway.
now. Yeah. I mean, I always like
Right.
plays guitar, so it took me a while to pick it up. So glad I did.
That you did. And
Yeah.
it was always piano prior to that, was it? Pretty much.
Yeah, I was just so used to that. But I think guitar just suits my songwriting style
Yeah.
much better than piano. So
How many songs are on your EP?
I think 6.
And where can people find it if they want a physical copy or a digital copy?
Yeah, digital copies, annamay.bandcamp.com, and that's on my website too. So physical.
I will have that linked in the YouTube description below as well if anybody would like it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I need to make a link so that people can get physical copies because right now I'm just selling them at shows and those aren't happening. So
Okay.
I will do
I'm
that.
sure if somebody reaches out to you via post, you can send them
Oh
one as
yeah,
well, of course.
yeah. I've been doing that for some people, and it's been yeah.
Speaking of Bandcamp, today being Friday the 5th of June, folks, Bandcamp have waived all fees for artists today. So if you do buy Anna May's music today, she gets 100% of it because thanks to Bandcamp. And I use Bandcamp myself. I like it a lot. And today they're waiving all the fees to help us out a little bit
they've
with
been
this
doing
Corona
that.
stuff. So that's really cool of them.
Nice.
So animemusic.com, folks. If you are on the old Facebook-a-rooney, Anna May folk, even though you're not really a folk artist, but I suppose all music is folk music at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
I started
it?
out as a folk artist, and then
Did you really? Yeah.
yeah.
And what kind of folk songs would you have performed before you were a songwriter?
Yeah, I guess I started like a lot of Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I think way back, and then started writing my own stuff.
Revolution songs.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
protest songs.
Protest songs good. Yeah, well, we need that. That's good.
We do, yeah.
We
I
do.
know.
It's very important, you know.
Absolutely.
That we Woody Guthrie say? A folk singer's job is to comfort the disturbed and to disturb the comfortable, or something like that. Wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
very
great quote.
important stuff.
It is.
Absolutely. So you're going to make a new album, and that's the plan. Do you have any will that be with a full band as well? Will it be in the same studio as the EP, or is there a whole
I'm
different
not
plan?
sure. I have some different ideas, yeah. I mean, I'm so loyal to like Steve. I'm just comfortable with him, but it would be cool to try maybe new studios. And yeah, I have a hard time getting people to play with me. Everyone has like their own projects, so I'm usually just used to being a solo artist. But I think I'd like to set that intention to do some things with a band. It'd be fun.
Did you perform the last EP and were pretty much solo? I mean, apart from the studio, you had people working with you in the studio, did you?
Yeah, it was just me. I mean, I just had the producer and me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it was guitar, voice, pretty much.
Guitar and voice, yeah. And he does a really cool, I love the way he records. It's just, it's amazing. The sound, I had tried some different studios and it never really felt like my voice was getting out front and
Oh yeah, from a mixing point of
knows
view.
exactly what to do. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it
And how
sounds
does he
really
actually
good.
physically record you? Is it very much live, or do you like to put a guitar down first and sing over it, and or do you like to kind of sit down and just do it live?
Mostly live. We've done a little bit where I've played over things for one of my singles a couple
Yeah,
years ago. We did that, and but mostly live. Yeah,
wonderful.
it's fun.
Yeah, it's a kind
It
of a
just
much more
works,
relaxed
and
way to do it, isn't it?
it's very relaxed.
Makes
Yeah,
it a bit more clinical when you have to kind of overdub everything and put down stuff to a
yeah,
guide track and that. And
yeah. I don't know how I would handle that. I'll probably do something at some point.
yeah,
With
do you have any kind of home recording setup as well? Do you work on demos yourself at
no,
home or anything like that? No. Something that you
no,
might
no.
look into later on, or is there
Yeah,
something that kind of scares you, or
no. I'd like to learn how to do that. I think that would be cool. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I always kind of recommend it to, people come into my own little recording studio, my home studio. It's
right.
just that it can be very, very good to know a little bit about it, even making basic guide tracks to a click, or learning how to use a click track, or putting down ideas. Of course, we can
Yeah,
all sing and play into our phones and that, but sometimes you open up something like GarageBand or something simple like that, you can add in some drums and see how they feel, see how the rhythm feels, see how the
totally.
tempo
Yeah,
of the song feels. It can be a very nice thing to do, but
yeah. That would be
it's not
fun.
for everybody, of course. Yeah. Um, I want to play. I want to play the other song, which is from this radio show. Do you know? Can you tell me a little about the BIRN station,
Yeah, the burn.
Berkeley
Berkeley Internet Radio Network.
Berkeley Internet Radio Network? Yes.
Yeah, I
So
know, yeah,
what do you know about
Berkeley.
that? Or
Berkeley is a music school in Boston.
okay, so it's connected to that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd listen to them, and yeah, they just have like an internet radio station, and I think they do like a weekly show with an artist, and yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
did they
Really.
interview you as well then, or just get you to play songs? Did they talk to you? And
Oh, we did an interview. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it was songs first, and then they made a nice video for me, and yeah, that was a great experience. That was just before the shutdown. It was March.
Oh, you got it done just before lockdown. That's
I
great.
got it
That's
done.
great.
Yeah.
And the second song from this, we played the first one already, about telling the guy to, hit the road, Jack. If you don't want my compliments, go away. This is called "We Lose." What's the story behind this next song?
Yeah, this and it's cool because all of these songs, they're all like about loss in some way in this collection, but I wanted them to have this element of like rebirth and just like a spiritual sense running through them. So this was about losing a friendship, which was separate, and just kind of exploring that friendship and the things that went wrong, and also the really beautiful things. And I like that song because it has both, it has the good and the bad reflected. So,
In it, yeah, it is a lovely
uh,
song.
oh, thank you.
I love it very much, yeah. Anna May, folks, and this is called "We Lose." It's the last song of the interview, but I'm going to come back and talk to Anna in a few minutes. So enjoy this song, and I'll see you then.
Sometimes I feel that I have almost seen it all, and you don't know just where I run, and oh, never that way again. Just going round and talking about all these things we've done to one another. We just lost our feet on the ground.
We Lose. That's called We Lose from Anna May. Gorgeous song.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank you.
yeah. Oh, there's the ad for the Berkeley International Radio Network coming in the background. It's okay. Thank you very much, Anna May, for being here with us over the last hour. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, this
I
was
enjoyed
awesome.
talking to you very much.
I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolute pleasure, and I want to wish you
Yes.
all the very, very best of luck with the new album, and hopefully selling a few EPs out there beforehand, and
Yeah.
getting through these tough Corona times. And yeah, mind yourself out there. We hopefully will meet in Europe somewhere along the line, be it Belgium or
great.
Ireland, or whenever you're passing through. You gotta let me know.
I'd love to come. I'll totally come.
Yeah,
I'd like to leave the US as soon
Try
as
it.
possible.
try and get out as soon as you can.
I'll try to get out. Yep.
Yeah, folks, animemusic.com will give you all the details about Anna May if you're watching. If you want to follow her on Facebook, Anna May Folk. Once again, Anna, I much appreciate you being here and spending some time with us tonight. Thank you for all the great songs, the great
Thank you
music,
so much
and
for
the,
listening.
and the great chat. And we'll
great.
see each other down the road, yes?
Yes, absolutely.
I hope so. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye for now.
See ya.
See ya.
The great Anna May, folks, all the way from the US of A. Waterford in the US of A. Connecticut. Waterford, Connecticut. I never knew. There you go. Every day is a school day, as my dad would say. Waterford, Connecticut. Anna May, the gorgeous Anna May. Great songs, great music, and a great chat. Thank you, the viewer, for being here live or watching in the replay. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me to do what I do here, and I much appreciate that. AnnaMayMusic.com will give you all the details about Anna May. The RWRroom.com will give you all the details. Once again, thanks very much to G Sharp Guitars. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and well out there, and we will see each other very soon on the next Raven with Rua. Mind yourselves.